Welcome to this week's Business Beats, brought to you by the Greater Fayetteville Business Journal, sponsored by Fayetteville Technical Community College. Future ready. This is Business Beats, your top source for this week's top business headlines and highlights from across the Greater Fayetteville area. I'm Faith Hatton. Our top story this week, the Cumberland County community gathered on the Fayetteville Technical Community College campus on Thursday, December 4th to fight for their water source. The community came together at the Cumberland Hall Auditorium for a public hearing to gather feedback for a recently filed request from the town of Fayetteville for an interbasin transfer permit. The request, if granted, will significantly impact the Cape Fear River Basin and the communities who depend on it. A total of 49 residents, government leaders, infrastructure experts, business owners, and more from in and outside of Cumberland County all signed up to speak in opposition to the request, stating that the proposal was detrimental to residents, economic development, water access in times of drought, and could lead to negative environmental impacts. Each speaker was given 2 minutes to voice their opinions and were encouraged to submit written comments. Fayetteville PWC CEO and General Manager Tim Bryant had this to say.
Simply put, all the water taken out of the Cape Fear River must be returned to the Cape Fear River Basin. The town of Fayetteville should pay for all the impacts, not PWC and our customers. Again, this IBC request is contrary to the public good as required by the North Carolina law and the intent of the General Assembly. For these reasons, PWC respectfully but firmly urges the Environmental Management Commission to deny this IBC certificate request.
More information on the hearings and how you can submit comments can be found in this article on our website. The Greater Fayetteville Business Journal held our final Power Breakfast for 2025, featuring 2 statewide programs dedicated to helping businesses. Over 200 business professionals purchased tickets for the event held on December 4th at the Cape Fear Botanical Garden. The Greater Fayetteville Business Journal had the pleasure of hosting Secretary of State of North Carolina, the Honorable Elaine Marshall, and President and CEO of the Carolina Small Business Development Fund, Kevin Dick, as panelists. During the panel, both were able to discuss small business development trends across the state and provide information on what resources, services, and programs are offered through their programs, Rural Rise North Carolina and the Carolina Small Business Development Fund. Sponsorships for our 2026 Power Breakfast series are already available. We look forward to hosting the business community again for our first Power Breakfast scheduled for February. This will also include the launch of our 2026 book on business. That's all we have for this week's Business Beats, but you can find all of these stories and more online at www.bizfayetteville.com. Until next time, make sure you've liked, followed, and subscribed to all of our social media pages at Biz Fayetteville for the latest updates. We'll see you next week.